Hi students, today's topic is AC circuit with inductor and AC circuit with capacitor. They are going to be compared and given to you, right? Now, see, when any AC circuit or a generator is connected with an inductor in series, so small e is equal to E naught sine omega t. It is called as an instantaneous EMF or alternating EMF of this AC source. And this is an inductor coil whose inductance is capital L, right? Now, a current I passes through. Whenever a current I passes through an inductor coil, now in each turn, whenever it flows, so in each turn a flux will be produced, and this flux produced in each turn will keep on increasing. This change in flux in each turn will produce an induced EMF, and due to which induced current is produced. This induced EMF will always flow in the opposite direction. It is called as E dash. In such a way, it opposes the applied current I. In such a way, it opposes the applied current I. Okay. Now this is the instantaneous EMF I said. And what is E dash? E dash is equal to minus L into di by dt. I say this E dash flows quite opposite to the direction of E. So E is equal to minus E dash. Here E is nothing but E naught sine omega t is equal to minus L di by dt. Our aim is to find out the current I. So this gets cancelled. So I put di is equal to E naught sine omega t dt by L. So in order to get the total I would integrate on both the sides. E naught by L integration of sine omega t dt. Right? Now, I am going to do for capacitor now. So again I am going to connect a capacitor in series with the AC source. So this is a capacitor whose capacitance is capital C, is connected in series with an AC source. So the instantaneous EMF is given as small e is equal to E naught sine omega t, where capital E naught is the peak value of EMF or maximum value of EMF, right? And omega is the angular frequency, right? Now, here current I flows, here a charge flows. So we know that Q, that is CV is equal to Q, capacitance into voltage is equal to Q. Here I am going to use Q is equal to capital C into E. And also we know that the current, because our aim is to find out the instantaneous current. So here also we are going to find out the instantaneous current or the AC current, right? So I is equal to the rate of flow of charge. So in place of Q, I am going to put it as CE by dt. Again, in place of E, taking C outside, differentiation of E naught sine omega t by dt. Again, I is equal to taking C E naught outside, so differentiation of sine omega t by dt. So here I have to differentiate. Here I have to integrate. Right? Now let me rub this. So di is equal to E naught by L sin omega t dt. So integration of di is I, E naught by L. Integration of sin omega t is minus cos omega t by omega. So it becomes minus E naught by L omega into cos omega t. This L omega is nothing but x suffix L, which is called as the inductive reactance. So L omega, that is the angular frequency into the inductance, is equal to x suffix L, which is called as the inductive reactance. See here, inductive reactance means it is the resistance offered by an inductor coil. So the resistance offered by an inductor coil is called as inductive reactance, and its unit is Henry, right? So in place of, so I is equal to minus E naught by XL cos omega t. So let's come here. So I is equal to C E naught. Differentiation of sin omega t is cos omega t into omega. So it means C omega E naught cos omega t. So I can also write this equation as, let me rub this. I is equal to E naught divided by 1 by C omega. So I can write this C omega into E naught as E naught 1 by C omega into cos omega t. Here now 1 by C omega is nothing but x suffix C, which is nothing but capacitive reactance. So capacitive reactance, it is nothing but the resistance offered by a capacitor. The resistance offered by a capacitor which has the same unit as what the inductive reactance had. So the unit of capacitive reactance is also ohm. So let me substitute the value here. I is equal to E naught by XC into cos omega t. So I say this is the inductive reactance, which is the resistance offered, right, by the inductor coil. This is the resistance offered by a capacitor. So both has the same unit, that is ohm. Ohm means it just looks like a resistance. So E naught by resistance, that is voltage by resistance, is nothing but, if it is E naught, then that will be I naught. Here also E naught by XC, that is the peak value of EMF voltage by the capacitive reactance, right? So it is nothing but a resistance. So V by R like that. So since E naught is present, it will be I naught. So at last I get an answer. I is equal to minus I naught cos omega t. So we know the value for E is equal to E naught sin omega t, right? So keep both this equation. So here I is equal to I naught cos omega t. So now let's keep both the instantaneous EMF and current here. So I is equal to I naught cos omega t. E is equal to E naught sin omega t. Let's draw a graph for both concepts. Now, so let me wrap this. When omega t is equal to 0, so here I will become minus I naught. That is, cos 0 is 1. So 1 into minus I naught, minus I naught. And E is equal to, so sin 0 is 0, so E is equal to 0. When omega t is equal to 90 degree, cos 90 is 0, so I equal to 0. Sin 90 is 1, so E is equal to the maximum value. When omega t is equal to 180 degree, I is equal to, so cos 180 is minus 1, minus into minus plus, so plus I naught. E is equal to 0 because sin 180 is 0. When omega t is equal to 270, that is 3 pi by 2, right? So I is equal to, cos 270 is 0, so everything becomes 0. Sin 270 is minus 1, right? So E equal to minus E naught. When omega t is equal to 2 pi, that is 360, I is equal to, so cos 360 is plus 1, so it is equal to minus I naught. E is equal to sin 360 is 0, right? So everything becomes 0. So whatever is started ends with the same thing. Whatever is started ends with the same thing, right? So now using this, I'm going to draw a graph. First, I'm going to draw a graph. This is omega t for the E. So it starts with E equal to 0 when this is 0, so E is 0 for 0. Then when at 90 degree, E becomes the maximum value. So this is the maximum value E naught. And when omega t equal to pi, here E equal to 0. When omega t equal to 270 degree, E is equal to minus E naught. When omega t is equal to 2 pi, E equal to 0 again. So this is the E value, and this is the negative E naught. And for current, for 0, I equal to minus I naught. So for 0, it starts here, minus I naught. For 90 degree, I is equal to, so cos rate is 0, right? So I is equal to 0, okay. So it reaches the 0 here at 90 degree. This is 90 degree, right? And then when omega t equal to pi, I is equal to plus I naught. So it reaches the maximum value, and this is I naught. So I'm going to use dotted lines. And then omega t equal to 270, I equal to 0, so it reaches here at 270. And then omega t equal to 2 pi, I is equal to minus I naught, so it reaches here. So this is minus I naught, and this is the I curve. So here, when omega t is equal, that is theta equal to 0, E, the EMF has started earlier, but the current value is lagging behind, right? So both of them meet at a particular angle of 90 degree. But here the current is lagging behind the voltage by a phase angle of pi by 2. So E or E leads I by a phase angle of 90 degree. Okay, so I can say this E as E suffix L. Now here also, when omega t is equal to 0, E is equal to, so here best thing, okay, I is equal to, so cos 0 is 1, so it is plus I naught. E is equal to 0, when omega t is equal to 90 degree, I is equal to, so this is 0. Here sin 90 is 1, so E is equal to E naught. When omega t is equal to 180 degree, then I is equal to, cos 180 is minus 1, so minus I naught, E equal to 0. When omega t is equal to 270, I is equal to, so cos 270 is 0, so everything becomes 0. E is equal to sin 270 is minus 1, so minus E naught. And when omega t is equal to 2 pi, that is 360, I is equal to, so cos 360 is 1, so it is plus I naught. Sin 360 is 0, it is 0. So starting and ending are same. Okay, now draw the graph. Right. So here first thing, for voltage starts with 0, reaches the maximum value E naught at an angle of 90 degree, and E equal to 0 at pi, and E equal to minus E naught at 270, and then E is equal to 0. So this is E, this is plus E naught, this is minus E naught, right? And for current, so it starts with plus I naught, so it starts here, and I equal to 0 at an angle of 90 degree, so it means here. I equal to minus I naught at an angle of pi, it means here. I equal to 0 at an angle of 270 degree, it means here. So I equal to plus I naught, it means here. So this is minus I naught, right? This thing, right? And here the voltage lags behind the current by a phase angle of pi by 2. So I leads E by a phase angle of pi by 2. Okay, so we have compared these two, and again something else is there. So we know that XL is equal to A omega, where omega is the angular frequency, so L into 2 pi nu. Actually, for any DC circuit, that is direct current circuit, there is no frequency, so XL will be always directly proportional to the frequency, right? So see here, there is no frequency, means XL equal to 0, right? Sorry. And for any AC, there will be some frequency, right? So XL is directly proportional to the frequency. As frequency increases, XL also increases. So for any AC circuit, the inductive reactance is directly proportional to the frequency, linear frequency. But for any DC circuit, since there is no frequency, XL is equal to 0, right? And here the capacitive reactance is equal to 1 by C omega, so XC is equal to 1 by C into 2 pi nu, right? So for any DC there is no frequency, so XC is equal to 1 by 0, that is equal to infinity. For any AC circuit, XC is inversely proportional to the frequency. As frequency increases, XC decreases, and vice versa. So if it is a DC circuit, there is no frequency, so here the capacitive reactance will be always equal to infinity for a DC circuit. For a AC circuit, the capacitive reactance is inversely proportional to the frequency. So here it is shown. So you must have enjoyed and listen, I hope. Thank you, dears.